Hello, welcome back to Mountain Jim Card Collectibles. Now, lately I've seen a lot of chatter on social media about collectors, okay? And we all know for the most part that collectors are an endangered species, at least when it comes to sports cards. And they're an endangered species for a lot of reasons, namely the fact that, well, you have to have a fortune, you have to be a millionaire, you have to own a breaking company. You have to be a big gambler. Good luck trying to, collect being a big gambler. But the fact is collectors have more or less been wiped off of the face of the earth when it comes to sports cards because of all the greed and monopolization within the market. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people who would argue against that. But there's definitely not any collectors like there were during my time in the 80s or 90s, because that's pretty much the only people who liked this stuff were these collectors. You might call us a hoarder or whatever. I would never even consider selling a sports card prior to the year 2000, just like I never consider, buying a single prior to the year 2000, because everything was ripped, everything was collected, all right? And that brings me to Fanatics Collect and how they're always trying to hype up collectors. Now, legitimately, this might be a collector, but we're going to hit some other social media posts where they're always trying to hype up collectors hitting big cards. So, like it says here, this comes from Fanatics Collect. A collector revealed their collection of Logo Man cards featuring current and former New York Knicks players. Okay. Now, this may be a legitimate collector. Then again, it might be, someone tied to a breaking company. We don't know because it doesn't really get into that. But, hey, that's a nice collection. And, for a collection, hey, you're doing a good job if you're a legitimate collector. So I'm not going to go too harsh on that, but let's look at the engagement. Only one reply. Ouch. Okay. So let's see what else they're hyping up for collectors. Here we go. This came from June 9th. A collector just pulled this Myles Garrett autograph card. Okay. Was it a collector? Or was it a breaking company? That's just it. We don't really know. We don't really know the ties here, but what gets me is how they're always trying to, say a collector found this card or that card. Let's check out the engagement for this. Two replies. I mean... I've posted stuff and gotten, just as good or worse, and that's what gets me about this stuff is people aren't buying it. They're just scrolling past this stuff like, yeah, whatever. Sure. Okay, here's another one from Fanatics Collect. The internet helped this collector complete this set of Nick Kurtz Fire Fractor cards. Okay. Well, we have 3 of them, next to each other. Yay. But honestly, is it a collector? I mean, nobody cares about this stuff. One reply for engagement? I mean, come on. Oh, here's a collector. Yeah, this seems about right. And maybe that's where these prior collections are coming from. Logan Paul's Pokemon card collection. Yeah, there's still collectors out there, guys. Yeah, what, millionaires? I mean, come on. I've been in this hobby since 1985. I know what's happened. The big meteor came crashing down, and guess what? The collectors went extinct, kind of like when the dinosaurs got hit by a big meteor. You know what I mean? And what was the meteor? Greed and monopolization, okay? So there's a few replies, 17 replies for that one. Now here's one. This one's supposed to pull at your heartstrings. Let's get the violin music playing. Do you have any violin music? Okay. This Shohei Ohtani card found him at the right moment. A collector recently lost his dad and took his mom and fiance to a Dodgers game to take their minds off things, handing out sleeve cards to kids in the stands. He just picked up a hanger box and pulled this autographed Shohei Ohtani card, believed his dad guided him to his favorite player from his favorite team. Well, my dad died in 2021, and my dad hasn't guided me anywhere, okay? I mean... So, are you feeling it? Well, This one got 3 replies for engagement. Wow, guys. You guys are just making all sorts of social media engagement. And the reason why people keep scrolling past this stuff, because I believe everyone gets it. This is not for you. This is not for me. This is only meant for a very, very, very small percentage of Americans or whoever's involved in, sports cards, all right? And so when I see engagement levels like this for posts like this, I'm just not surprised. Nobody's buying the BS. Scroll, keep scrolling, keep scrolling. Here's one. This comes from 20 hours ago. A collector pulled a Lionel Messi Donruss Kaboom right before the World Cup starts. Last sale for this card, $6,188. Okay. A collector. Check this out. Absolutely no replies for that one. So people just kept scrolling by on that one too. And I understand why. Because this hobby isn't made for average people, I mean, I just imagine millionaires hanging out with each other, showing each other cards, maybe Michael Jordan cards, whatever. Most people like us who were always part of the hobby, we've been priced out to the point to where it's like, yep, not for me. Keep scrolling. Here's another one. It's always a collector. A collector pulled a Bryce Harper Superfractor auto case hit out of the very last pack of a 2025 Topps Chrome Platinum Hobby Box. Are you holding or selling if you pulled this card? 4 replies. So no one gives a shit. I love it. I love it. And why do I love it? Because let's face it, a lot of people are becoming like me in this hobby, aren't they? I don't post anything up on X. I mean, if I was posting stuff on X, I would probably get about the same type of engagement level here, It's like, why bother? I mean, if you're engagement farming on social media, good luck doing it with sports cards because most people just scroll by it. Most people know it's just not meant for them. A piece of cardboard going for $100,000 is just not meant for most people. A collector used $10 in Dick's Rewards on a 2025 Topps Chrome Platinum Blaster and pulled the 1-of-1 Ben Rice Superfractor Auto. Okay. Well, we're getting a little bit more engagement there. 10 replies, but honestly, I sell a lot of sports cards. And as far as liquidity goes, I'm typically always into big name stuff. Who in the hell's Ben Rice? I could care less. Never heard of him. Just surfaced the 1-of-1 Topps Now Foil Fractor Triple Auto of Cam Ward, Caleb Williams, and Bryce Young. This collector bought 4 copies of the 2025 Topps Now Cam Ward card and hit the redemption for the 1-of-1 Foil Fractor Triple Auto featuring the last 3 number 1 overall NFL draft picks. A year later, the card arrived featuring all 3 signatures on the only copy that exists. Well, that one fetched a whole 1 reply. Why do you believe there's just no engagement on this stuff for the most part, There used to be a few years ago when I look at this type of stuff, but lately I've noticed it too. You can look at stuff on social media and people are just not engaging with the stuff. So, I know that these rich people really believe that this is their hobby, breaking companies, your rich YouTube sports card gurus. This is more their hobby than our hobby, And why is that? Oh, they're popular. They're rich. They have everything they need. But yet, what gets me is, as big as Jeff Wilson is, He just doesn't really get much engagement on his social media platform, that he has on X, really at all, And that says a lot, That says that a lot of people are just kind of looking at Jeff Wilson the same way I look at him. Oh, geez, another rich guy in the USA always bragging and throwing stuff in our face. Oh, joy. And to sit there and hype up a collector found this, a collector found that, give me a break. The collectors have more or less been destroyed by the big sports industry meteor known as monopolization, And so, hey, if you want to engage with sports card investor, go ahead. I'd almost say go and do it. I almost feel bad for Jeff Wilson in a way. He puts out all these posts and nobody gives a damn. You know what I mean? So anyway, I'd like to thank my subscribers. You're the only reason I do this, I'm still not monetized, and I doubt I ever will be. So thank you. If you could give me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. And if you're a viewer, if you haven't subscribed, if you could just hit that subscription button, it would really help out my channel. Anyway, hope you have a great day. I'm out of here. Bye.